just be honest. A lot of these women who have had babies with men in society today, they've ultimately had babies by men who have proven that they weren't good fathers and they weren't good men. There is not a lot of instances where a woman is having a baby by an actual true man. And that's why we keep having these conversations about dealing with single mothers and why a lot of men don't want to deal with single mothers. And when these women have already went out into society and not only had one baby by a man, but two babies by another man, sometimes three, sometimes four. When you've already demonstrated that type of irresponsibility to a man, it makes it hard to gloss over that and say, I want to be in a meaningful relationship with you. And when I see women out here in society talking about how a man has to do this, do that, take care of kids that aren't theirs, there are going to be a lot of men that have an axe to grind with that. I'm not talking about the Pookies and the Ray Rays and the men that y'all be having situationships and the men that y'all actually having babies by, because y'all not having babies by fathers and men. Y'all having babies by men that y'all are making fathers. Men who are still developing in the men. That's what y'all having babies by. And then you want men who have a better understanding of what they need to do as a man, that have boundaries, that have understanding, that have standards. You want those men to feel sorry for you and get in a relationship with you and provide for you and your children because of your own mistakes. We don't come cleaning messes up no more. This ain't the 80s or the 90s or the 70s where men felt sorry for women who dealt with the wrong men. Those type of men don't exist anymore. And if they do, they're a lot older. And that's why you're going to have to date older if you're one of these women who got these kids and can't find a man. Maybe you need to date older, because those are the only men that's left that see value in you after you made all these mistakes. What I will say is that a man will see a woman who has a child and that child's father is negative towards her as something that they don't want to be a part of. Because I'm not losing my freedom because you and your child's father can't get together, and now it's my job to protect you, and part of protecting you is putting my life on the line. And if I put my life on the line, there's got to be a reward for that. And if all I get is you and him still having drama, I'm not interested. If I get you and your child and I got to provide for your child, and then when our relationship ends, I don't have a relationship with that child anymore because I don't have a relationship with you, I'm not interested. And that's the problem with a lot of these women. Y'all got to realize that these relationships need to be built off an actual foundation. Your child is an extension of you. And that man coming into a relationship is ultimately going to provide for you and provide for your child. But it should not be a requirement. And you hear women talking about it all the time who are mothers saying it's a requirement. And that's why a lot of men are pushing back on it. What comes with dealing with a lot of the drama and the issues that come with a lot of y'all single mothers, because guess what? Y'all not having babies by a lot of great men. Y'all say it every day on this platform. There ain't no good men. Who are y'all having babies by? Because the good men seem to get the short end of the stick. We the ones that got to go fight to be fathers, like I did. We the ones that got to sit here and jump over hurdles and obstacles that we didn't put in front of ourselves. I didn't cheat on you. I didn't disrespect you. Everything I do in a relationship seems to trigger you because of the man before me did all that. So when I don't talk to you for a certain amount of time, or I don't text back in a certain amount of time, like there are so many obstacles and variables that women put in front of themselves in relationships and think that men are just supposed to be signing up for that. Absolutely not. But also, we have to understand as women and as men and as people that want to be in meaningful relationships that my preference shouldn't disrespect you. My preference shouldn't be something that ignites you to the point where you feel like you need to be making videos talking about how black men don't support women, because that's exactly what you do. Black men don't support women who don't support them. Black men don't support women who are negative. Black men don't even pay attention to a lot of these black women that are negative. So when we have these conversations, remember that y'all are talking about the negative black men and telling the rest of us black men in society that that's us. But as soon as you see a successful black man, as soon as you see a positive black man, as soon as you see a black man that's not a danger to you, that's not creating issues for you, he's a representation of himself. Y'all don't look at that one black man and say, oh, that's how black men are. Y'all look at the most negative things in society, the most negative men that y'all had babies by, the most negative men who are in these relationships with y'all, and y'all paint the rest of us men in society as those men. And then y'all get mad when we say, you know what? We're not going to deal with a lot of y'all. We're going to tell you about yourself and move on. Now it's an issue. Now it's a problem.